Good morning. My name is Kurt Garfield, pastor of the Scipio Baptist Church, and I just want to say God bless you this morning. I thank you for joining me. There is something that's been happening to me the last few days. Have you ever had a song that is stuck in your head and seem like you just can't get that song out your head? Well, I had this song stuck in my head to the point that I had to go and sit down and watch this movie that the song come from. The movie was called The Lion King. Yeah, I know a lot of you go, grown man doing watching cartoons. Well, hey, in order to be able to pull this off, I had my grandson to come and watch it with me. Okay, in case anybody walks in, hey, my grandson. So me and my grandson, we sat and we watched The Lion King because the song was it Hakuna Matata? I believe that's how you pronounce it, and it means don't worry. And if any of you ever saw that cartoon, it's a very, very powerful cartoon because the little lion, I believe his name was Simba, he made a mistake, or throughout the movies, he made several mistakes throughout the movie, and one of them that was actually planted on him. I mean, it really wasn't his mistake, but it was planted on him by his uncle, of costing his dad his life. Yeah, I remember that. If not, go back and watch it. That's a good movie. And so he began to run after his dad lost his life trying to save him. Simba ran. He ran and he decided he was never going back because he didn't know what the people was going to say. His mother then was going to say, the other lions. And Simba was a lion, by the way. And so it rocks on. He goes and he makes friends with some warthog and something else. I don't know what that thing was, muskrat or something. But nevertheless, he grew up there. He grew up, in another region. And the whole time of his friendships with Warthog and them, he thought about his past. But never would he go back and face his past. He just thought about it. And that brings me to my studies this morning. In Exodus 2, I'm reminded of a young man by the name of Moses, because in Exodus 2 and 11, Moses had made a mistake. And I want to read that for you. Exodus 2, 11 through 15. And it says, one day, when Moses has grown up, he went out to his people and looked on their burdens, And one of the people he saw were beating an He saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his people. He looked this way and that, and seeing no one, he killed the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. When he went out the next day, behold, two Hebrews were struggling together, and he said to the man that did the wrong, why do you strike your fellow? He answered, who made you prince and judge over us? Do you mean to kill me as you did the Egyptians? Then Moses was afraid and thought, surely this thing is known. In other words, he's saying, man, I know somebody done found out about this. So when Pharaoh heard it, he sought to kill Moses. But Moses fled and went and stayed in the land of Midian. So what Moses did after he had killed this Egyptian and he found out that Pharaoh knew about it, he ran. He left his past and he ran. And a lot of you would say, well, I would too. But one thing about it is we can't always run from our past. And as you go over to chapter 3, we'll find out that as Moses was running from his past, he ran into a region over there in Midian where he settled down and got married, and still yet God came and spoke to Moses. Moses had a past, but what he didn't realize was God had his future. And so many of us, we just because we have a past, we think that there's no future. Some of you may have gotten out of prison and you say, well, it's done. I don't have no future, They're not going to hire a felon, or they're not going to, let me tell you something. God still has a future for you. And when God came to Moses and he says, I need you to go down to Pharaoh, the Bible says that Moses spoke an excuse. I have a speech problem, but I think in the back of Moses' head, he had more excuses to give. That was just the one that he spoke. I believe he had I don't know, what about a guilt problem? Or what if he was concerned about, man, I don't want to go back down there. Them folks probably remember the mistake I made. Maybe he felt like, maybe I wasn't worthy. Because a lot of us feel like that. When we're asked to do things for the Lord, we feel we're not worthy, or we feel like we've made too many mistakes in life to do something for God. Why would God use me? Do you not know that God knows the beginning and the end of your life? He knew you was going to make those mistakes before you did. And yet he still had a plan after you made those mistakes. He says, well, I'm going to put this plan right here in his life. This is where I want this plan. I want him to do this. Out of all these mistakes, you'd be like, why do God want to still use me? Did you not know that Jesus knew that Peter was going to deny him before Peter did? He said, Peter, he told Peter specifically, he said, son, you're going to deny me, thrice before the rooster crow. So Jesus already knew what was going to happen. And so do God. So God knows the mistakes. So stop worrying about your past and start focusing on your future. There was a little monkey inside of that movie too as well. I don't know that little crazy monkey's name in The Lion King. But I remember him finding Simba and whacking him upside the head with a cane. And he said, Simba, there's things you can do with your past. And Simba said, well, what is that? He says, you can either run from them or you can learn from them. And I encourage you today, my sisters and brothers, whatever is in your past, use them as strength. Use your past as a leverage to catapult you into the future that God has set and has planned and has ordained for your life. Don't let your past hold you back. Don't let your past hold you down. So I want to say this. Don't worry about your past because nothing can be done about it anyway. So let's focus on our future. And I don't even know if I'm saying this right, but I'm going to say it anyway. Hakuna Matata means don't worry for the rest of your days because God got you back. God bless you and God keep you. I'm the pastor of Scipio Baptist Church, and I'll see you again soon.